Hello and welcome to my new playlist. This is Crohn's Talk. I've decided to talk a little bit about my journey with Crohn's, and maybe that can help someone else, and just know that there are other people out there. I got sick when I was in 6th grade. They had no idea what it was. Crohn's in children that young was very unusual. And also my main symptom was not stomach aches. It was joint pain to the point where I could barely walk. I was out of school for half a year. They were convinced that I had juvenile arthritis. I went to doctors all over, including Stanford Medical Center, and nobody could tell me. I went through I don't know how many diagnoses, how many times I was pricked, how many times blood was drawn, and nothing. It took months. I probably got sick in January, February, and it wasn't till summer when my mom told the doctor, hey, he gets stomach aches. That's one of his symptoms. It's not primary, but it's happening. Why haven't you ever tested for that? And the doctor said, oh, well, he's on aspirin for the arthritis, and aspirin can cause stomach aches. So it's just the aspirin, don't worry about it. And she said, no, you really need to test. And she advocated for me to the point where the arthritis doc basically told her she was stupid and said, fine, we'll do the test just to prove you wrong, and you don't know what you're talking about, and you need to listen to the doctors. So we did an upper and lower GI. And let me tell you, when you're 11 years old, 10 years old, and you're that sick, and you have to drink barium, yeah, it doesn't work so hot. So that took all day because I could hardly get any down. And they sent me home to walk around to hopefully get the little bit that I got down through my system. I came back, you're starving, you feel like crap because you had to do the cleanse the night before and you couldn't eat anything. So I did the upper, and then back then you didn't do colonoscopies, you did a lower GI where they pump barium in the other way, and you feel like you're a giant balloon. You're just be bloated with this barium they're pumping in through your colon, and then they take all the x-rays and they push down on your stomach through the x-rays. I remember afterwards when I went to the bathroom, it was like sweet explosion of relief. But anyway, the doctor, who was very narrow-minded in her own specialty, was wrong, and they diagnosed me at that point with Crohn's, which obviously started me on a completely different treatment path. No more daily doses of aspirin. We don't want to encourage bleeding. And then they started me on prednisone. Well, I wasn't doing anything, so they decided that to really give the prednisone a jump start, they were going to have to admit me to the hospital and give it to me intravenously. So I got massive doses of prednisone. And if you have Crohn's or you've ever been on prednisone before, you know it makes you extremely hungry, which sucks on hospital food. But anyway, I went home that night, and some family from church brought us over, I think it was lasagna, and I just went to town on that sucker, which was a bad idea after eating hospital food for days, because I had the worst cramps ever that night. I thought I was going to die when we went back to the hospital. It was just gas, but it was horrible. But anyway, so I started on major doses of prednisone, which make you feel like Superman, constantly hungry, all this energy, heat, and you start ballooning up. You know, so 6th grade, I was just normal, healthy, skinny kid. 7th grade was right after I was diagnosed, when the prednisone was just starting. I looked like a skeleton, and remember in PE I didn't have to participate, so I just basically walked because I didn't have the energy. They were afraid for me to overexert myself. So then 8th grade, I had the prednisone look, man. The chubby cheeks, and I mean, I had it down. So I went from this healthy looking kid to skeleton to puffy. So that was my original journey. So I'll talk a little bit more about that prednisone and how that can affect you on the next episode of Crohn's Talk. Please subscribe, share with your friends, especially if you know anyone with Crohn's, and I will see you next time.